Welcome back, everyone. It's a Tier 9 game on Step. I'm in my M103, platooned with my buddy Books from the Wolf Pack. And we're going to have... So I'll show you an excellent map that I had recently. So M103 is, actually I think one of the very solid Tier 9 heavy tank. Books here is not yet fully upgraded. He's just starting his journey through the M103. But he does have the first 120mm gun it gets, which is actually a very respectable gun on this tank. And we are heading towards the heavy tank corner to see if we can dominate it with our atrocious 120mm guns. Now, of course, first thing we spot is a Conqueror from Bulls. Bulls, of course, is one of those really good clans, and something's already shooting at us, because that's what happens in the encounter mode on Steps. So this Conqueror tells him we got to get this guy. And Books bounces the first of many shots that will be coming our way. Fortunately, this Conqueror is not alone. He's got an IS-3 to back him up. I'm trying to help Books out here because he's ending up in the hot seat. Oops, Yag Tiger. Whoa, okay, and a Leopard prototype on our flank, and I just start eating shells. Prototype hits me. It's only less than half health. Holy man, only 500 health left. Where did it all go? Well, the answer is I drove in the front of a whole bunch of enemy tanks. Fortunately, help is starting to arrive. And this Bulls guy, you can see Books is also taking a bit of a beating here. Although he's pushing hard with his Conqueror. He's getting into a tricky spot. Of course, so are we. There's a lot of tanks here. No idea where that shell went. Books has taken a whipping, but luckily that's taken some of the pressure off of me. Gosh, 276 health. Yeah, I can't afford to just hang here from a Yag Tiger 88. Whoa, Conqueror. Bounced that shot. Other people are putting shots into him. Get a good hit on the IS-3. Luckily, he bounces off my front. Fortunately, put the Bulls Conqueror out of misery. Same time, the Yag Tiger 80 is taken out by another shot. IS-3 bounces another shot on me. Books and I finish him off. That Protect comes out and luckily only tracks the Tiger P. There's a Black Prince in there too, though. With Books, and I somehow managed to bounce a Leopard prototype. Well, to me, a Tiger P needs his IS. Black Prince and Leopard. Fortunately, I can see on the mini-map that he's being outflanked. So I'm going to play defensive for a moment. Oh, I've been loaded right there. Oh well. Should be shot in the Black Prince? Sure, we'll take that. A whole bunch of threatening the Black Prince. Leopard's trying to hold off the SU and the IS-3 corner of the way. Nope, not going to happen. Alright, down goes the SU. Gets him, and I'm finishing off that Leopard. Cool. Oop. Super Pershing. Ooh, I got lucky there. I thought he was going to bounce off me, but nope. He found a vulnerable spot and took off all but 23 of my health. And of course, I shot it. I shot and hit the heaviest part of his armor and bounced off. Despite this, continue pushing with Tier 9 tank. It's my job to keep the pressure on. Make sure I got good cover here as I come around. Try and show just my turret. Bounce his shot. Put another hit in. And the others move to get it out. That's when suddenly I notice, hey, wait a minute. It's an IS tank getting behind us. How did he get back there? Back up. Put the shot in. At this point, I suddenly noticed Books. I've done over 4,000 damage. This is starting almost out of regular armor piercing. I'm almost down just heat. IS bounces the front of my turret. If he had a high explosive load, I probably would have died right there, but lucky me, he didn't. 3 kills, 4,845 damage. Team is easily winning in terms of kills, but the enemy team is about to secure the base area.
Target acquired.
I come up here, use my last AP round, this T-20. And I back down here because for some odd reason I thought there was artillery in play when there was actually no artillery in the game, so I was trying to remain a little bit hull down to protect myself. Once I'm pretty sure I'm off the radar, I turn towards the cap and start a sprint towards the cap circle, where the last 3 enemy tanks all are, and the entire team is on this side. And I'm looking at the map and I'm thinking, there's only one fast tank on the team, the T-54. T-54 actually has to win the match. I may have done 5,127 damage, but we're still going to lose this game if that T-54 can't get there in time to do the reset. The only good news is that the enemy team doesn't seem to realize this is their only hope, and only 2 of them are sitting on the cap. One of them is not on the cap at first. Finally, one gets on and then gets off again. What? I don't understand. 3 on. Someone is running on and off of the cap, and it's going to cost them the match. And there goes the T-54. He spotted the steering wheel, and you see him stop. He takes that he had to take, but he takes out the steering wheel for the reset. Now we have almost a full minute to get there. There's no way the last 2 enemy tanks are going to survive the onslaught rolling their way. So yes, I've got a heat shield loaded, mostly just because I'm out of armor piercing. And it'll turn out to be a good thing, because there's only one viable target left for me to shoot at when I get down there. And that's that E-75. Being here Tier 9 Heavy, I decided it's my solemn duty to go and mess up his life. We're all hitting the E-75 and the Tiger one now from multiple angles. I'm going to try and show as little of my tank as possible here as I come over to get the shot in the E-75. Aiming his cupola. SU nearly takes him out, but I finish him off to end the game with 5,176 damage inflicted. Let's take a look at the post-game stats of that one. So here's the battle results screen for that match we just saw. It's actually one of my highest damage totals ever. It doesn't quite compete with my 6,774 damage match I got one time, also in my M103, but pretty darn close. Mastery badge, naturally, lots of these little medals, Fire for Effect, Fighter, Shell-Proof, Duelist, Hand of God, and Bruiser, along with a Steel Wall, a High Caliber, and Spartan for those shells, those final couple bounces on the front of my turret after I reduced only 23 health. No spotting damage, whatever. 5,176 damage with a 90% hit rate. Totally going to take that. You can see the list of tanks I took on there and damaged or spotted throughout the match. I actually got 3 spots on enemy tanks as I rolled forward. So very, very nice little match. Moving on to the team stats screen, you can see far and away I was the damage dealer for the entire team with 5,000 damage, and the next highest only coming in just shy of 2,000 damage. Though it was a tier 7 heavy tank doing that, so actually very, very impressive. Another team, once you see a similar phenomenon. That E-75 was the destroyer of worlds as far as his team was concerned. Unfortunately, his 3,400 damage doesn't look too impressive when put next to my 5,000. That Bull's Conqueror was probably set up to do much better, but in the end, he ended up being overwhelmed by the simple sheer weight of firepower being directed at him. He got stuck out in the open there at one point and just got torn apart by myself, the IS, and the Tiger P, and even Books in his M103. I think might have actually gotten a shot into that point before he was taken out. So overall, very, very solid match. Once again, big call out to that T-54 Izamani. He only gets 694 experience and 1,400 damage for that, but he's actually the guy, in my opinion, who really won us that match, because we had lost that game until he got in that reset by taking out the other team's Store Emil, which kept the other team from capping out before the rest of us could arrive to overrun those last 2 enemy tanks. So finally, personal results screen. You'll see 21 shots fired, 19 hits, 17 pence. Gotta love the gun on the M103. Took 14 hits, 7 of which penetrated, 7 of which bounced off, 2,500 damage blocked by armor, which is pretty remarkable. I was actually being hit a lot by a lot of lower damage guns, which I think is the only reason why my tank was not taken out, because that's not a lot of stuff bounced, and 7 hits is a lot to take in the M103. So I was very, very fortunate to drive away with a tank still intact. Spotted 3 vehicles, damaged 9, of which I took out 5, traveled just over 2 kilometers. Got a mission, got the, I think it was 11th hour mission number 3 for an additional 60,000 credits for a total of 127,000. Then even after my ammunition and repairs were put in, I still came out with a nice hefty 84,000 credit profit. With all my other experience bonuses, you got, because they kind of have an all-time ×2 mission going on, I came out with 3,834 experience. I hope you all enjoyed watching that match. Good game and good night.